Let's go back to a simpler time, 2003. Attack of the Clones had just come out and Star Wars popularity was back, baby. Though apparently this time was actually much less simple. Despite having no numbers in its name, Star Wars Jedi Knight Jedi Academy is actually a sequel to Star Wars Jedi Knight 2 Jedi Outcast. Yeah, I didn't realise until after I had finished this game that I was playing the last game in the series. This may be the reason why all these old Star Wars games got removed from canon. Nonetheless, this isn't to say the game can't be good. So let's see if this final game in the Jedi Knight series holds up, especially compared to Jedi Survivor, which I just platinumed. Let's see if the dreaded multiplayer trophies that may be impossible soon are even achievable, and let's see if the platinum trophy will make me or break me.
Earth 1, Master Katarn is taking the Byss. Roger, roger.
Now, full declaration, I had played this game when I was younger, though I remember barely anything as my memory is worse than Yoda after his latest bender. However, it's most efficient to do my first playthrough on Jedi Master, the extreme difficulty. So wish me luck. Character customization, everyone's favourite. I go for a Twi'lek, and no, it's not for that reason, I like the leg armour. Cliché check. Annoying side character who is overeager and clearly vulnerable to the dark side, check. Talented protagonist, check. Travel vessel ambushed at the start, check. Apparently my character's name is Jaden. I don't know how everyone seems to know this. It must be the uncanny resemblance to Will Smith.
Jaden, we can't get to you. Make your way to the temple. The shuttle will meet us there.
Keep my wife's name out your mouth!
Quickly, the game starts throwing enemies at us, and my understanding of the game starts bubbling to the surface.
But yeah,
I'm thinking I'm back.
In this second mission, I need to collect parts whilst running from Star Wars' #1 enemy. Giant sandworm creatures with an unnecessary amount of teeth for something that seems to only eat people. Whilst running for my life, I somehow get a trophy for going fast. Then immediately get eaten by one and learn a lesson. Not that blue Twi'leks taste good, but that I need to remember to save, or else you start a mission all over again. But at least it gets us a trophy. During the next Tatooine mission, I find a secret, which is another trophy I apparently already had. As well as one more trophy I already had for destroying a droid.
This is not the droid we're looking for.
The next trophies happen very fast. First, I start diplomatically mowing down Jawas to aid this mission's droid deal, and then get shot in the face straight after. And yeah, that's pretty much just one-shotting me, but this difficulty is no joke.
Kyle tells me you recovered the droid on your own. It's too bad about the Jawas.
Mission success. Your favourite 2002 hair gel wearing cliché is back at it. People who use hair gel have a 100% chance of becoming a Sith.
ever wonder if your master is holding you back?
Let's tackle the combat now that we've gotten into the meat of the game. The movement and attacks are quite floaty, which usually isn't particularly good in a game. However, because of the force powers, lightsaber attacks and fragility of combat, it means that you need to be fast and agile. This changes up the gameplay depending on the enemy too. Blasters are actually quite strong, so you need to be precise and careful, calculated and direct. Then, you will fight a lightsaber user where you have to be either strategic, trying to remove their weapon then attack, or go into a full-on assault bombarding them. Because the game is generally floaty, it makes the combat feel like it flows. One attack chains into another. A left swing is pulled and directed by the movement. There are times this is annoying, you may sometimes miss because you need to be precise, but overall it makes the game feel well ahead of its time. Regardless, it's unique, it's enjoyable, and if you're able to overlook a bit of old jank as charm, it does make you feel like a Jedi. Rescuing the Millennium Falcon during this mission is where I get the final trophy I've gotten before, so instead of a trophy reward, here's the reward of our character getting a sniff of Chewbacca's armpit. This mission should be a huge difficulty spike for most. It was for me, and really this is where you'll find the double-edged sword or blade regarding this game's platinum. Technically it's very easy, even though you've seen me die a lot, and this is because you can save and load whenever you want. So that's the good news. It's pretty much impossible to not do this, even if you just inch forwards a centimetre at a time. The sad part is that it's incredibly tedious having to save and load constantly, plus it really takes you out the immersion of the game when you just hear a never-ending Cliché number 2, the red Sith version of the main character running away. It gets us the next story trophy though.
We'll meet again. Whelp.
I can't wait.
Sadly, it seems Kyle has developed bladder problems, which is why my master hasn't done a single mission with me.
Kyle, what about Byss?
Rosh hasn't returned. I'm going to Byss.
Very well.
Then my character offers to help, I'm sure in desperation of her master's attention,
What about me? I want to help.
which also gets us a promotion.
We are promoting you to apprentice.
Part 2. How to become a Jedi Knight and earn over 5,000 credits a month in 5 simple missions.
The gameplay loop in this game has that old school predictability. You get a chapter with 5 missions, you can complete 4 and move on. Then it's the next chapter. That's all it takes. 5 missions and you're an experienced Jedi. Explains a lot. When you play this game, make sure you get Force Heal first for safety. This way you never have to worry about health and it makes save scumming the game possible. However, once done, you need to get Force Lightning. Don't be a goody two-shoes, alright? Get it so you can do this. It's by far the most effective ability in the entire game. Extremely fun, and maybe impossible without it. It makes an upcoming section with 4 assassin droids that you can't really melee much easier too, as you can just time your lightning and one-shot them. It's interesting that the missions you do are actually filler content. There really isn't any story here, and when there is, it's likely you find out after a mission, such as this one where Rosh has been kidnapped. You come across a Rancor, which gets the next trophy for allowing it to eat us. However, that Rancor was no challenge compared to Mr. Lumpy Fist. And then one of the worst experiences imaginable. Something so bad I have to turn the volume down by 50% just so you can experience it without dying. Then again, am I any different when I go outside on a rainy day? After what feels like a never-ending level with far too many annoying enemies and the awful sounds you've heard too many times already, we finally get to annihilate your least favourite walking cliché and earn the next trophy for beating Rosh. Followed by another one afterwards for completing this level.
You may be a Jedi Knight now, but you still must beware of the dark side.
Yes, Kyle.
That is a lie. I'm going to use the Force Lightning exclusively. After taking a break, I load up the game and before I can even react, get slaughtered by Boba Fett. This mission is also the first and last mission that offers a unique spin on gameplay. Once done, you'll get another trophy for finishing this level. This mission is a one-off however, and the rest are back to the same old enemies with the same amount of Sith increasing. Maybe I don't understand the combat fully, but on this difficulty, they are tough as they can just one-shot you, deflect bullets or block force powers. One reliable way to kill them that I recommend is Force Speed. Once used, you can just circle them and hit them in the back for an easy kill. Then the biggest drag of a mission ever. Never-ending hallways full of Sith. The level goes on like a 12-year-old writing a story and going, and then there were 2 Sith, and then there were 3 Sith, and then there were 3 Sith and an escalator. It goes on for an eternity. However, we do eventually get to one element where the game was ahead of its time. We get a choice of 2 different endings, light or dark. This is where we very importantly need to save the game, not so that we can cheat, but so we can explore alternate timelines later on. Pursuing the light side ending gets us a trophy for beating our sunburnt twin.
Part 3 S.O.S. Slay our Sith. Roger, roger.
Cue the final long mission of Sith. This time, at least there's Jedi too. After a confusing set of parkour challenges, we find Katarn, hide behind the pillars and just keep using lightning. If you try to fight her legitimately, you will die instantly, so don't. Once we defeat her, we get a trophy.
I will not cower.
And then we are faced with the classic evil old Sith Lord wanting to be inside the body of a young woman.
I wanted you here. My come will pass into you. We will be one.
I haven't come.
No.
Once we beat this guy, either spending 30 minutes with the same tactic, or like me, getting the lightsabers stuck and just wailing on them until they die, you defeat Ragnos, the final boss, and we get a trophy. And I'm not going to lie to you, the sheer amount of trophies you get at this point makes that hellish slog worthwhile. Are you ready? First, we get the difficulty trophies: Padawan, Jedi, Knight, Master, followed by the light side ending, and the trophy for all Korriban missions.
Part 4 Retconned.
And now we do all that again just to witness getting a trophy for killing Roche. Some really cringe, uninspired dialogue.
You are a Jedi.
Thank you.
The same locations, the same places, the same enemies, everything is exactly the same. The only positive this time is that I know how to speedrun the area, and yes, you can go through this entire 2-hour section without killing a single enemy and running to the boss. However, you will eventually get to that boss, and again it's the same Tavian boss, except this time we fight Kyle instead of Ragnos, and he's much harder. Kyle can just throw you around like you're a ragdoll. He can block your force powers, counter you, grab you, and one-shot you. Now, there may be a more skillful way to beat this guy, but when you get here, all I did was use force speed, go crazy attacking him and circling him, hoping to get lucky. Once I got off a few hits unscathed, I backed off, saved the game, rinsed and repeated. Eventually doing this, and to be fair, it went faster than slowly electrocuting Tavion to death, you will kill him. Luckily for me, he randomly fell over. So I just put him out of his misery and got those final story trophies. Now, as you know, we still aren't done with this game as that sweet platinum trophy hasn't popped. I am missing one single player trophy for jumping on a stormtrooper's head 3 times, so unfortunately for me I had to start a new game and run through the first mission until I find a stormtrooper. This goes pretty fast though, and I get that trophy. And now what you've been waiting for, the entire point and purpose of this video. The panic-inducing, fear-mongering component that may well soon make this platinum trophy impossible. The multiplayer.
Part 5 P.V.P. Platinum very problematic.
Okay, so this game has several multiplayer trophies you're going to see, but sadly these servers are bad, they shut down often and randomly, and it isn't known how much longer we will even be able to access them, so you need to get these trophies immediately. Luckily for us, we are not alone in this otherwise impossible struggle, thanks to a wonderful Discord server I've linked in the description. You can band together with others and they will help you to get the most difficult trophy for winning 10 rounds of combat against 2 people completely alone. These guys helped me out immediately, asking for nothing in return, and their Discord deserves all the love you can give. To make this go extra fast, equip a double-bladed lightsaber and do not use any force powers. You'll get 3 trophies at once. I didn't do this. So I had to come back the next day to get the 2 remaining trophies that I didn't get. Sadly, the servers were down. I worried this may be it. The platinum unobtainable. All my work for nothing. But trusting in the Force, I waited, and eventually a kind soul came to assist, and within 2 brief minutes, the last 2 trophies were gained. Then, the final step was just to load up any old save, pause the game, press up, down, L3, R3, L3 and R3, and then finish the level with cheats on for that sweet, sweet.
I'd like to welcome all our new students to the Jedi Academy.
Now that Jedi Academy is done, you may wonder if I felt this game made me or broke me, and it's actually quite complicated. Most importantly, the game is extremely ahead of its time. The combat is shockingly smooth. The ideas such as parkour, multiple endings, and dark side, light side gameplay are unique and innovative. This combat is fun on a casual level. However, when doing the Jedi Master difficulty, that's where the problems begin. The difficulty is not balanced, and it turns the entire game into saving and loading, slowly edging your way forwards. It isn't fun or satisfying, and the amount of times you'll die seemingly randomly becomes infuriating. When this starts happening, the jank and age of the game starts showing. What this means is that if you're trying to platinum this game, you're going to see a much worse side of the game than if you're not. So to end this video, sadly the platinum trophy for this game is the first Star Wars game to break me. Between exhausting levels where you instantly die and the servers making trophies a pain, it has not left me wanting to go back for more. I went through the notorious Battlefront 2 platinum trophy grind, see the link above to watch that, and that was far less annoying than this. But I can't deny there was a simplistic charm at the start before the difficulty got painful, where I enjoyed just being a Jedi, doing Jedi things with no story or real focus, just jumping, electrocuting, and slicing my way across the galaxy. Thanks for watching another platinum video, all you perfectionists. If you enjoyed, please like, or better yet comment to show YouTube that my video is actually worth recommending and not just being forgotten in a deep, dark interweb hole. Stay tuned because the next video is one of the most unique Star Wars games yet.